you guys and welcome back to the channel. We have been told by several Polish people not to come to Katowice, so if you have been following us for long enough, you know exactly what we did. We came to Katowice to see what the city has to offer, so let's go and explore this city.
So right now I'm sitting directly in front of Spodek, which in Polish it translates to spaceship, and it's an incredibly interesting looking design for an arena. There's also a bunch of other things inside the Spodek. They hold concerts. They have 3 huge car parks in there. There's apparently a very large gym in there as well. It seems to have quite a little bit of construction going on around the outside of it, but nonetheless this is a very beautiful and very unique building. Now typically when people think of visiting Poland, especially from a tourist perspective, you think of places like Gdańsk, Warsaw, Krakow, or maybe even Zakopane if you're planning on doing a ski trip or some hiking or something like that. But Katowice never really makes that list, and today we are basically going to be asking the question why is that? Why has Katowice not made the list of typical Polish tourist city destinations? And that's exactly why we came here to Katowice, is basically to explore. We're going to be spending a couple of days wandering around and seeing what is really going on in this city.
This area that we are in at the moment is very interesting because it's kind of a mix of different things. So you have these like very modern looking buildings where big consultancy and agencies are in, kind of lined with the Spodek, that arena that Luke has been talking about. In the distance you see a mining tower over there, and then you also see quite a bit of like flats, that like large apartment buildings that look like they were maybe built in like I'd say the 70s or the 80s. So it seems to be like a very diverse type of architecture, but it all comes together and it seems to be very nice.
The city of Katowice was actually seized from the Nazis in 1945 by the Soviet army, and it was redeclared as being Poland. And actually since 2020, Katowice is categorized as a gamma metropolis of globalization and development, and it seems to be working in the right direction to give itself the name as a modern day metropolis.
Wow, you guys, look at the size of these apartments here, this one apartment building. I would really like to know how many people fit into this. I'd say there's easily like 300, 400 apartments in there, and in each one of them probably several people, so you can calculate yourself how many people might live in there.
Just here behind me you can see the contrast of the much older buildings and architecture in comparison to this building over here. You have ultra modern buildings, almost like skyscraper, modern day European architecture mixed in with old 40s, 50s, 60s style, almost Soviet style architecture. And it just adds a certain type of unique character to Katowice. Katowice has quickly become known as the leading cultural city in all of the Silesia Voivodeship, and it is known for festivals, music concerts, and a bunch of other incredible events, such as the National Radio Orchestra is actually located here in Katowice as well. And right now we are on one of the main walking streets and shopping areas in the center of Katowice, and you can see that this place is truly thriving. There's plenty of people out and about living their lives, doing their shopping, and there's loads of amazing local markets to check out as well.
Oh my god, you guys, this is so cool. Check this out. It seems like there is a public piano that people or like locals that just walk by can play on, and there's actually a lot of people stopping and clapping and all of that, so I think that's a really great idea, and this grandma here is actually really good.
Right now we're in Galeria Katowicka, which is one of the many amazing super malls that you will find scattered all over Katowice. Again, adding an amazing extra dimension to the city of Katowice.
This mall itself is really amazing, not only because of the choice of shops. Obviously you have everything here from A to Z that you would find in any other larger European city, really. This mall is also really interesting because of its architecture. I kind of feel like it's this hyper modern, everything kind of is white and cement, like this very hyper modern industrial type of a mall, which I think makes it look really interesting. Check this house here out where the Żabka is in. It literally looks like a squirrel's dream. If I was a squirrel, I would rent a space in there for sure.
Right now we are in the main market square of Katowice, and beautiful modern and contemporary buildings surround this beautiful plaza. It's also crisscrossed with tram lines, and you can commonly see trams just passing by on every side of this plaza square. It is a super nice laid-back atmosphere here in this plaza. There's plenty of coffee shops, outdoor cafes. There's beautiful stairs just over here behind me where you can see people just chilling and having their midday lunch. And we are lucky once again to have beautiful sunshine here with us today as we are filming around this amazing city. Gesundheit.
Danke.
It's quite strange actually, the weather and the temperature difference between here and Zakopane. We came here on the bus from Zakopane and it took us yesterday around 3.5 hours, nearly 4 hours to get here to Katowice. Obviously there's quite a big difference in elevation between the two places, so you really do feel the temperature difference. Today is a sunny day and we were expecting to be a little bit on the chilly side, but wow, it's hot. Yeah,
this morning when we were in our accommodation I was telling Luke to put on something warm because he kind of had short sleeves. And now we are really regretting the decision because it's actually so hot that I think like a nice summery dress or maybe just a t-shirt would have been enough.
Yeah, I definitely am considering it. I should have brought a hat with me as well. I'm gonna have a red head for the next few videos.
Now obviously there are loads of other things that Katowice has to offer. There's not only malls and nice architecture around here. There are loads and loads of music festivals, concerts going on, loads of museums and art galleries and all of that good stuff. So I do think Katowice is a valid choice if you're looking for somewhere to get away, maybe for a weekend, do like a nice city trip and get to know Poland and the Silesia area a little bit better.
Now, in terms of things that we have on our to-do list while we're here in Katowice, there's quite a few. There is the Silesian Museum, which is supposed to be an absolutely beautiful interactive museum that teaches you all about the history of Silesia, of course. There's also an area that's called Niki Soviec, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and it is supposed to be a coal miner settlement area of Katowice that is a must-see while you are here. Now, this is the interesting part. We're going to be in Katowice for a few days, and we're definitely going to be filming another video while we're here. So hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already, because we're definitely going to be going and checking out Niki Soviec. So if you want to see that video, click away. Now today is just our very first day of wandering around and checking out the sights here in Katowice. So we are very much totally new to this city and we're seeing it with fresh eyes. So guys, this is a question for you. Drop it down in the comments if you can. What are the must-do things while we are in Katowice? And you never know, we may go and pick one of those comments and feature that in the next video here, because we are anxiously looking for incredible places to see that are a little bit off of the beaten path. That's why we came to Katowice in the first place, because yes, it's nice to go to places such as Krakow or like Zakopane, for example, but so many millions of tourists have been to these places. So we are currently on the hunt for the real side of Poland. We want to experience what the locals experience. So let us know down below. So we've been here now for a few hours wandering around these beautiful and unique streets. Check this building out beside me, it's really interesting. All of the architecture here actually is super interesting. That's, like we said, it's just a total blend of so many different eras and ages all combined into this former coal mining settlement of a city. So it really just adds a whole different perspective to a modern day European, West European city. What's your first impressions of Katowice?
So my first impression, I think I am very positively surprised, because as I said in the very beginning of this video, people were actually telling us not to go to Katowice because some people said it was maybe boring or not that much to do, really. And I do think it's quite the opposite. I think there's loads and loads of things to explore here in the area and maybe try out some new restaurants and cafes. So I do think, as I said before, it is a valid option if you are looking for like a weekend getaway, like a cultural destination for like maybe 3 or 4 days, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. And something that jumps out at me particularly is the amount of greenery that is around this city. A lot of people described Katowice to us as being somewhat of a boring, grey, dull type of environment, and the city itself is actually far from that. It's actually plenty of parks, open nature-esque areas, and a lot of people seem to just be enjoying life here. It's not as dull and grey as it was previously described to us as being, and it's definitely surprised me and Naomi. Just walking around briefly as we have done today, this is probably going to be a relatively quick first impression video, but we are very positively surprised about Katowice and can't wait to spend more time here too.
Both thumbs up.
Yeah, absolutely. So that being said, guys,
that's it from us today, you guys. My name is Naomi.
My name is Luke.
We are the two Mad Explorers.
We'll see you guys in the next video.
Thanks for watching.
Bye bye.
By the way, it's your reminder to keep exploring.
Everything that we do is because of you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is a quick reminder that we have started our channel memberships and you can join super quick and easy. Just go and click that join button in our little channel banner / whatever you call it and join up, see those perks and become a channel member today. Super cheap. It's cheaper than a cup of coffee at your local trendy hipster cafe situation. So go check out those perks and support the channel.